Welcome to Flora Aurea, where timeless garden charm comes to life. In this video, discover how to enhance your home's curb appeal with elegant French country garden touches. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay inspired with more serene outdoor designs and vintage garden beauty. A weathered stone cottage emerges amid endless lavender fields under sunlight, offering timeless rural charm complete with winding cobblestone paths leading through antique wrought iron gates. Climbing roses entwine faded wooden shutters painted dusty blue beside vintage ceramic planters brimming with thyme and rosemary, while towering cypress trees sway overhead. An aged limestone facade draped in deep green ivy frames a serene courtyard where a wrought iron arbor blooms with cascading wisteria above gravel pathways bordered by manicured boxwood hedges. Faded blue shutters flank antique glass windows, while stone urns overflow with pink geraniums and lavender next to ornate benches. A whitewashed stone entrance welcomes visitors through a pale mint shuttered facade beside an arched garden gate framed by lavender and deep purple salvia. A gravel path meanders past blushing rose bushes and symmetrical topiary spheres beneath a rustic wooden trellis draped in climbing clematis. Antique lanterns glow softly nearby. A curved cobblestone pathway leads to a stone doorway enveloped by blooming climbing vines. Feathered ornamental grasses sway gently beside wrought iron bird baths and weathered watering cans. An arched pergola, laden with vibrant hanging petunia baskets, casts dappled shade over lush ceramic urns overflowing with herbs in soft pastel hues. A pastel-painted wooden gate stands ajar, inviting guests along a gravel path bordered by fragrant lavender, cheerful daisies, and creeping thyme. Symmetrical boxwood topiaries create a formal frame beside rustic iron lanterns hanging from hooks. Rose-tinted stucco walls peek through trailing ivy tendrils and terracotta pots brimming with vibrant peonies. A romantic countryside villa facade is draped in flowering vines with blush-colored shutters framing antique windows. A hand-laid cobblestone footpath winds through clusters of wildflowers and fragrant herbs to clay urns set near a hand-forged iron gate flanked by neatly trimmed hedges and a moss-covered stone bench bathed in sunlight. In a peaceful courtyard enclosed by weathered stone walls, a cottage stands opposite window boxes overflowing with lobelia and geranium blooms. A wrought iron arch draped in honeysuckle marks the entrance to herb beds lined with ceramic urns of rosemary and mint, while quaint garden signs punctuate the sunset-lit scene. A sweet rose-clad pergola frames the entrance to a rustic stone home with lace-draped windows and open mint shutters. Terracotta pots planted with chives and daisies line a gently curving gravel path leading to a stone water feature surrounded by lavender. A weathered wooden bench rests beneath dogwood branches. Weathered stone walls support an ornate wrought iron trellis where ivy creeps toward the sky. A symmetrical arrangement of potted rosemary and spherical boxwood topiaries flanks a cobbled pathway leading to a pastel-painted garden door. Overhead, a flowering arbor spills cascades of blush roses while gentle sunlight warms each surface. Faded blue shutters contrast against pale stone walls beside an iron gate opening onto a winding mosaic tile path. Beds of silvery lavender and aromatic oregano line the edges while terracotta urns perched on stone pedestals anchor the scene. A vine-laden arch overhead adds depth to the tranquil pastel setting. A pebbled path weaves between flowering herb beds where aged stepping stones guide the way toward a rose-draped entrance. Blue-gray shutters frame windows trimmed in lace. and hand-wrought iron planters brim with fresh thyme and pansies. A vintage tin lantern hangs beside the door, casting a warm, soft evening glow. A sturdy arched gate opens to reveal a rustic villa tucked behind an old stone wall draped in pale roses. A wrought iron bench sits under shade, surrounded by clusters of hyacinths and sprigs of mint. Gravel pathways meander between manicured hedges, all bathed in soft light highlighting weathered textures. Towering lavender hedges line a courtyard leading to pale stone steps ascending toward a green shuttered doorway. Decorative ceramic urns brimming with baby's breath and marjoram flank each step. Overhead, a rustic arbor supports a tangle of sweet pea blooms, while the scene's muted greens and creams evoke countryside nostalgia. Soft rose-hued stucco walls form the backdrop for light blue wooden shutters that frame vintage windows. A gravel walkway weaves between perfectly pruned topiary spheres and beds of vibrant snapdragons intermingled with aromatic thyme. An arched trellis overhead bursts with climbing clematis while afternoon sunlight highlights textures in subtle scents. In a serene courtyard, a curved cobblestone entrance unfolds between lush daisies and sage. Hand-painted ceramic pots cluster beside the doorway, brimming with trailing blooms. Overhead, a sunlit pergola supports a veil of delicate clematis while pastel shutters frame vintage windows. The scene emanates an earthy palette of muted greens. A cozy entry welcomes visitors with a weathered limestone facade punctuated by twin rosemary planters flanking a powder blue garden gate. Ivy tendrils climb the adjacent stucco walls toward a rustic wooden trellis. Gravel pathways weave through fragrant herb beds while soft calming blush hues linger in every sunlit corner. An aged brick path winds through clusters of hand-painted planters filled with lavender and daisies. Above, a timber pergola supports a tapestry of fragrant vines. Pale green shutters open wide beside an adjacent wall, while urns of mint and basil punctuate corners. Soft golden morning light filters gently through foliage. A gently curving path of smooth river stones leads to a pastel-painted wooden gate with antique iron hinges. Tall clay planters brimming with lavender and cheerful daisies line its flanks. Nearby, an ornate iron bench sits beneath a flowering tree, while bronze lanterns flicker as dusk settles in a breeze. A hand-forged iron gate opens into a cozy cottage entrance flanked by blushing rose bushes and clipped boxwood hedges. A pale blue door peeks through, framed by matching flower-filled pots. A narrow gravel path leads to an arched trellis dripping with honeysuckle and winding ivy, evoking serene countryside charm timelessly. A fairy tale-inspired setting unfolds as whitewashed stone walls cradle a rustic facade accented by light gray shutters. Over a gravel path lined with sprigs of thyme and clusters of bellflowers, a vine-laced pergola arches overhead. Symmetrical antique urns spaced meticulously along the route catch dew-kissed petals in soft morning light. Thank you for joining us on this peaceful journey through French country garden inspiration. We hope you found ideas to beautify your own front yard with rustic elegance. If you enjoyed the video, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more graceful garden design ideas from Flora Aurea.